guys, Kim here from Dig and Hang. Today I'm going to show you how I put together this hoop wall. So these are all embroidery hoops that I pretty much just took and put really pretty fabric in that I enjoyed. I like to use fabric that is colorful and has texture. And the reason I chose to hang these here was because this space is a little bit challenging. Just because right when you walk in, there's the front door, the television, and this gigantic window in our living room, which is great. It lets in a lot of light, but it just really cuts up all of this wall space. And I find it a little bit difficult to put a traditional frame gallery wall there just because it's so small. I could use small frames, but I wanted to tie this space together cohesively. So I decided to use the hoop art that I've created. This is really easy to do. You pretty much just get whatever kind of fabric you want. You can go to the thrift store and find fabric scraps. You can also use clothing or skirts from thrift stores. Or if you have meaningful t-shirts, or if you have meaningful clothes from your children that have outgrown, you can use those as well. You pretty much just cut it to a square size, put your embroidery hoop bottom part over it, cinch it on, tighten it up, and then cut the edges. And there you go, there is your hoop art. And the reason I love it is it's modular. You can move them around and switch them. If I got tired of seeing that pattern over there, I could bring it over to this wall. And the other fabulous thing is you can add to it. So eventually I want to add more, mostly the smaller sizes, to the tops of the door and the tops of the television. And I might go the top of that window to the side of that wall and then start a traditional gallery wall on this space that's much bigger. So I'm going to show you guys how I went through and made this and how I did the layout so you guys can get an idea of how to do it in your own home. This is the first space in the house that we're going to be decorating, and it's kind of a weird space. So we have the front door, and then we have this little narrow area between the door and the living room window. And then we've got this weird corner behind the door, and then we've got this space on the other side of the television. So I'm not gonna be going out past that space. That's where I'm gonna be working, right there. And what I'm gonna be putting up are these really fun and funky abstract embroidery hoop art pieces. So essentially what it is just really cute fabric that I liked that had really nice texture and color and pattern that I put into embroidery hoops. I'll have to do a tutorial on this at some point, but that's what I'm going to be putting up here. Hoops seem to do really well in spaces where other artwork doesn't really fit. So this is going to be a really great space for it. I'm going to walk you through how we're going to hang them up and what I'm going to use to hang them. For hanging my hoop art, I like to use little nails. The hoop art is very light because it's a fabric and it falls easily, and you don't want it to fall because if it falls, sometimes the fabric can fall completely out of there and it's a huge pain in the butt to get it back in. So I use nails and I tilt them at an angle so that the art can sit on it and be a lot more stable, and it will fall a lot less if you hang it that way. Whenever I'm starting a new gallery wall, I kind of gather everything together and lay it out by size or shape. So what I've done with the embroidery hooks is lay the extra large ones together and then going to the other sizes that I have. Whenever I start with a wall, I always go with the bigger items first and work my way down from there. So I'm going to start with these extra large ones, and I'm going to space them in the areas over there where I showed you, and then I'll go from there. So I just finished hanging the extra large hoops. Now I'm gonna move on to the large sized ones. And as you can see, I'm kind of spacing them out. I put one on each of those walls, and I'm going to start adding those guys in now. Another thing you gotta pay attention to when you're starting to hang up your hoop art is the color. So not only the size, but we gotta pay attention to the colors and balancing them. So with this, I kind of did these two opposite because they kind of have a lot of the same color tones. And then see that red one there that mimics the blue and green one? That I'm gonna hang up over here so it balances that pattern. So you want to kind of balance the patterns and the colors when you're working on your wall. All right, and we're all finished with the fabric hoop art wall. It turned out really nice. I like how it's really whimsical and playful. And then the other thing I love about it is it's modular. So if I wanted to, I could easily switch the hoops from space to space. I can move one from here over to here or from here to here. And the other thing I love is you can continue to add to it. So I'm definitely going to be adding to it. I could use a lot more here above the door, this whole area up here, and then some more in this area. So I plan to continue adding to it, and that's something you could definitely do too. It's fun to cross it over from one wall to another, or just to put it in one spot. They look just as neat, but I kind of like using these hoop fabric arts in spaces that are really challenging like this. It kind of ties the room together, makes it look fun, doesn't look as disconnected, it looks more cohesive. So that's one idea you could use for your house if you have a space that's really challenging. And if you need any more inspiration, go to digandhang.com. We have lots of really great resources there for you. And until next time, remember, if you dig it, hang it. It doesn't have to be home decor. If you love it and it brings you joy, hang it up and display it in your house for all to see. All right, take care, guys. I'll see you next time. Bye.